Our first financial year, we had about 600,000 in revenue. Our second financial year was 1.2 million. And then the third financial year was 2.1.
Like, you guys should be super proud of your work you've done, given that you came from almost not knowing much about business to where you are right now. Amazing job. So you guys should both be very proud. Hey, Sam, great to connect with you today, buddy. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
My name is Sam Davies. Business name is called Great Disability Support. We serve MJS to serve temps bias testing around with their daily physical and mental needs.
Great, cool. Well, let's chat about the business. When you got started, what was different around the running of the business versus what you expected?
To be completely honest, I didn't know what to expect. I was expecting hardship. To my surprise, once I just took that leap of faith, so to speak, things to start to fall into place. It's quite interesting when you want something bad enough, you just make it work.
What sort of hours were you pulling in the early days in the first year or so?
Oh, it was close to 50 to 60 hours a week. Every morning I'd go fill a shift with a temporary client or a client, one of our first ones. I would also do night shifts as well, so I didn't get much sleep. Yeah, it was 12 hours a day. Yeah.
But you had a pretty good start. What was the point that you went, okay, I've now gone beyond my individual brilliance and I need some help?
After our first financial year, we made some profit and we're like, wow, we can actually get a salary. So I can start actually earning some money. And it was that year that I realized, wow, look at all the stuff we've done. And then I was just like, how did I do it? And I don't know what to do next. I suppose the turning point didn't come until the next year when we did grow. You did build revenue. You were sitting up around the 1.2 million area. And we could see that the bolts and the wheels are starting to rattle off. Entering into the highway, so to speak, and we're picking up speed, and the car wasn't quite built to take on that kind of speed.
And so, like, in a couple of years, you've done an amazing job. So what's been the transformation in the business for you from a pure numbers perspective?
I remember our first financial year, we had about 600,000 in revenue, and then our second financial year was 1.2 million, and then the third financial year was 2.1, I think. And so it's just growing, and it's really exciting. I actually don't know what I'll do when it gets up to the number I want it to get to.
Right, but also because it's not just about top line, but it's about the bottom line and then profit as well. I know from when you first started with us, even in the first year, you did some amazing growth. Do you want to just share some of the growth that you had on your profit side?
In our second year, we had $200,000 in profit, and then the very next year, we doubled that, just over $400,000 in profit, which was very exciting. It was a big number to see in the accountant's office.
So, Sam, what were some of the biggest changes that you made to the business that really allowed you to have such great growth?
One of the biggest changes was that our hiring process and what team members we bring on. Using the Wealth Dynamic profile really helps with bringing on people that will right for the job, but also have the whole.
Yeah, that's goal. I mean, like, here's the truth: of 100 businesses that start, the statistics say that after 2 years, there are only 20 businesses that are left. And you go 7 years down the track, and there are only 4 businesses that are left, and of that 4, only 1 has a revenue above $1 million. So you're already in your first handful of years, you're already in the top 1%, which is massive kudos to your spirit that you took to it. And I'd love to delve into that. What has been the mindset change for you, particularly over the last couple of years, Sam?
I think the first and foremost, the biggest mindset change for me was courage. Just be able to step out of my comfort zone, because I can tell you right now, never in my wildest dreams was I ever going to be an entrepreneur or a business owner. Having that courage to just keep trying and persevere no matter what, and just don't give up. As the years have gone by, my mindset has steadily grown. It wasn't a complete switch straight away. It's what I am now, and I expect it to continue to grow. And I suppose another mindset shift was dreaming into vision. We all have dreams, but having a vision was actually directional. You know where you're going, you have steps to take. And so turning that dream into a vision was a big mindset switch.
Hey, if you could go back in time to the Sam who was like, I'm never going to run a business, what would you whisper in his ears, knowing what you now know?
Don't listen to the people around you. They don't know anything. And focus on what you want and just push for it. I was surrounded by people who didn't really, like see the realm of business running or just like persevering through life. And so, I listened to them too much, and I shouldn't have.
If you had to give any advice or perspective to someone who is in a business partnership, what would be the top 2 or 3 things, Sam, that you would suggest is helpful to make sure you've got a great, solid professional relationship?
Yeah, don't take things personally when you do disagree. Have humility in the fact that actually listen to them, especially when you're aren't on the same page or when you don't quite agree. I think that's really important that we give each other at least the respect to listen to each other out. Seriously consider their point of view. And the other piece of advice is I say logic is great. Emotions are important, but at the end of the day, don't let your emotions make a silly decision. Like let your logic come in and just fact check it first.
Great. Love it. What are some of the things that you've done from a team perspective that have enabled you to have such a great culture, Sam?
We've given them a voice. We encourage them to speak up when they think they see a problem or when they want to give some advice or they have an idea. We let them speak and we take them seriously. And that's for everyone, not even our executive team or office team. That's for also our guys on the ground because they're with our clients every day, so they know a thing or two about them. We have a very respectful culture and we want everyone in the company to grow, no matter what position they're in. When they do make a mistake, it's not a get them out the door quickly. It's okay, let's see how we can improve from this and not do it again. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of good feedback from our team members of how much they enjoy working with us, and which is a great contrast because that's not always the case in this industry.
So good, so good. And massive kudos to you and Kylie. What are some of the top tips that you would say to an entrepreneur or business owner if they were listening to this and they're going, cool, I want to get into business or I'm starting a business? What are some of the top tips that you would suggest with them? They go, you need to do this.
Get some good coaches or get a coach that can help you get through it. Even with a coach knowing around what's around the corner, it can still be hard. So imagine what it would be like without one. And the next tip is if you do get a coach, use them as much as you can. I can't believe how helpful it's been when something has come up and it's like, oh, maybe we should just call Abundance Global so that they can see if they've got any tips.
Gold, love it. Who would you recommend Abundance Global to, Sam?
Well, honestly, anyone. A small business, medium business, a starting out business, or a business that's been around for 5, 7+ years. I think anyone will be able to get great benefit from working with Abundance Global and their team and their style. The coaches are fantastic. The community is wonderful to be around. Like-minded people that also struggle, but yeah, able to give it their advice to. And the accountability, I really appreciate too, that you guys pick us to.
Gold, love it.
Something quite notable with working with the aging team, we get these one-on-one coach sessions like every few months. And it's quite fascinating that every time we've come across a huge issue that we just absolutely have no idea what to do, quite literally that week we'll have a one-on-one coaching session. And it was like, wow, perfect timing. We scrapped whatever we were going to do, and essentially the whole meeting just came into, okay, we've got this problem, how to fix it. And it was, I would say, almost divinely intervented to happen that way.
That's so good. Hey, Sam, so good to have you sharing today. Really love the growth that you guys have had, and the business is gotten a really good position. And I know you won a heap of awards lately as well, which is great. Just a testimony for you running a business. For someone who didn't know anything about business before you started, and now to see that you're winning awards in your industry and top of the industry, you got people who've been with you, who have been in the industry, like you said, for decades, and they come and say, this is the best place I've worked. It's a real testimony to, number one, your tenacity, number two, to your ability to be humble, and three, focusing on what you need to do to improve each time. So just kind of going, okay, what do I need to do to improve? And being a great student in that there is a reason why you've had such amazing expansion and growth in your top line revenue and your profit, but also in lifestyle as well. So it's so good to see you got that confidence back, and good job, mate. Well played.
Appreciate it.